Hello. Welcome back to the pedagogy section of my YouTube channel. This video is going to help you complete Activity 5 of Module 6. Once again, before let's get the ball rolling, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click on the 8x8 LGBI logo on the right corner of your screen. Thank you so much. And let's go. Activity 5 of Module 6 is calculating the reference angle of the right triangle. The reference angle is any of the two acute angles in the right triangle. As an example for this activity, we will be using the same diagram that we used in the previous activities on the taller tree and the shorter tree. So let us look at this problem here. What is the measure of theta from the top of the taller tree to the apple on the ground? So we are looking at theta formed at the top of the tree here. So right here. Okay. Now, in the previous activity, we also calculated the hypotenuse of the larger triangle, which is equal to 13.9 meters. So basically, we have two sides here given already. So what are these sides? We know that 13.9 meters is the hypotenuse. And what about 9 meters? What is this? With reference to theta here on top, formed at the top of the tree. Because 9 meters here, which is the height of the taller tree, is beside the angle, so this is the adjacent side with reference to theta here. If we are looking at 41 degrees as reference angle, 9 meters here, which is the height of the taller tree, is the opposite side. But because we are looking at the angle up here, and the side representing the height of the taller tree is beside theta, so that means that's the adjacent side. So using the information here, theta is unknown. That's what we are calculating here. The adjacent side is 9 meters. The hypotenuse is 13.9 meters. What do you think is the appropriate function here? We can use using the adjacent side and the hypotenuse. Yes, you're right. There are two functions here. We are looking at cosine theta equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, or the inverse of cosine, which is secant equal to hypotenuse over adjacent. Now let me use the cosine function. Cosine theta equal to the ratio between the adjacent side and the hypotenuse. So let's substitute the values here of the adjacent side and hypotenuse. So cosine theta equal to 9 over 13.9. Now, when we are solving for the reference angle, we are not using the main functions of the 6 trigonometric functions. We are using the second function of these main functions. So for cosine, we are using cosine to the power -1. So finding the value of theta here would be equal to cosine to the power -1. Cosine to the power -1 here is the second function of cosine. Parentheses 9 divided by 13.9. Now, how does it look like in our Desmos scientific calculator that I linked in your module? So, in the main functionality of the Desmos scientific calculator, we can only see the three main functions, sine, cosine, and tangent. But if you are going to use the functionality of the decimal scientific calculator, you will find the second function of these three main functions. So you have sine to the power -1 for sine, cosine to the power -1 for cosine, and tangent to the power -1 for tangent. Okay, now pretty simple. You just plugged in the values here. So you press cosine to the power -1, parentheses 9, divided by 13.9. So the calculator will give you the value of 49.64797553. Now I wanted to round it up to the nearest degree, meaning a whole number value for the angle. Because 6 is the number next to 9, then we would have to round it up to 50 degrees. Therefore, the value of theta, the angle formed at the top of the tree, is equal to 50 degrees. There you go, guys. So by now you should be able to complete activity 5, solving for the reference angle of module 6, the 6 trigonometric functions. And I hope I have given you enough of those information to walk you through it. But before I will say goodbye again, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click on the 8x8 LGBI logo on the right corner of your screen. And give our videos some LCS. Like, comment, and share. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.